reporter places the blame for all of this squarely on you, the viewers.
Would you say we'd be venturing into a zone of danger?
It doesn't matter what you think!
They took your
To be a good pilot, you have to be able to make good decisions. And I know what my credit score is, so I know I don't make good decisions.
You had a full head, all the way till the end. It was white, and I was hoping to get that. I was hoping to get, the full head, and it was really hard to cut it off.
Welcome, one and all, to the Our Take Podcast. I'm Bryan.
I am Spencer.
Hey, Spencer.
Hey.
Special episode. I say that every episode.
It is?
But it is. We made it to 10, man.
Oh, yeah.
We made it to 10.
I should have got some celebratory music.
I think our opening
Oh, okay.
is celebratory.
Just start it again.
Yeah. Episode 10, though. I mean, I didn't think we'd make it past 3.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of depressing.
I was trying to find what the 10th anniversary is called, because, what's the 25 is called, gold or silver?
I'm not
Something
sure.
like
I know
that.
that you give different gifts for different anniversaries.
Well, I think there's a name for
the
it.
first anniversary is wood. No, but something like that.
I think 25 years is silver, 50 years is gold.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But I did look up. 10-year anniversary is tin. So
10? You didn't give me anything with 10.
I didn't. Well, you don't. The
10.
episode's not over.
Surprise!
Yeah, happy 10th. Yeah, 10 episodes.
One thing I want to bring up real quick.
Sure.
No one has friended us on Facebook.
Well,
not no one.
We have
since our last episode where we begged everyone.
Yes,
in
which we gave you plenty of time.
30 seconds.
At the Our Take Pod. Should I spell it? So it's at TheourTakepod.
How do you spell at? A-T.
No, the at symbol. It's
an
A with a circle around it.
How do you spell that?
At the Our Take Pod on Facebook and Twitter. Follow us there.
It's another 30 seconds for you to go do that.
Yeah. I mean, you can also pause the podcast and go do it.
No.
But no, you can multitask on any device.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know of a device where if you leave the podcast streaming app, whatever it may be, where it would stop it.
Right.
But even if it did, you just hurry and go live and then come back.
At the very least, you could just start over all our podcasts and play them every day. You don't have to listen to them. Just
keep playing them.
Keep playing them.
We can also use ratings on iTunes and Stitcher and wherever you get.
We don't want to have to hire a bunch of
Russians
right. to be bots and rate us.
Yeah.
I can't do a Russian accent. This podcast.
I'll tell you how to go. Yeah. I got to work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go like us, follow us. Sometimes we post some funny stuff on there. Stuff relevant to the episodes as well, which is nice.
That's true.
So
I work in an office.
Sure.
You don't.
I work out of my car because I'm homeless.
But
I have worked in an office
with other people. Yes. In close proximity to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've worked at a couple different places in an office environment where we're in a small room, kind of like this.
Like Office Space style?
Well, but it's not a big floor. It's just a room with cubicles, and three or four cubicles in it.
Okay. Like at any time, can you see the other person's
not really
face?
A cubicle. Yeah.
Okay.
I just look around. They're not actually cubicles. They're just against the wall.
So your backs are to...
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Or you have someone right next to you. But anyway.
Right.
I have discovered over the past almost 7 months that I've working here that there's a particular coworker that I have that has some annoying trait. This isn't the first time that this has happened in an... What
does he or she listen to this podcast?
I don't know that he's technologically savvy enough to do that. But imagine hearing that.
Wait, to play the... Is that a fart?
No.
Oh,
it is.
Oh, a snort.
Not well. It's like he's clearing his throat, like he's about to hawk something. Yeah, every 3 minutes.
Oh my gosh!
I'm not even joking.
I have the funniest story for this, but
okay.
Go ahead. Finish talking smack. No, it's not smack. It is annoying.
Did you ever experience any annoying things like this in the office? Or are you guilty of any of them?
I'm sure I'm guilty.
This is the one I'm guilty of. Popping my knuckles.
See, that doesn't...
I do that a lot.
Okay, so Ashley pops her whole body.
Wow.
But I don't mind the knuckle pop if it's all at once.
Yeah, it never is with me. It's always like...
If it lasts more than like 15 seconds of like... I start looking at her like, okay, can you wrap this up?
And at my last job, this is by far the most annoying one. It actually like made me cringe. Was this one?
Oh, yes, straws.
Both of those.
Oh, the
yes, every time. It was so annoying. I
were they trying to be funny?
No,
they were legitimately refreshed.
Yes,
like that was amazing
every time. And I said that was the worst one, but actually I lied. This is the worst one. Okay, so imagine, if you will, you're at a desk. It's quiet in the room. Maybe you don't have your headphones on. Maybe you do. It doesn't really matter. But everyone's working. And then out of nowhere.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay? And I'm not talking about a achoo. I'm talking about the most dramatic, unnecessarily loud sneeze that it literally scared you. You're like, what?
Yeah,
what just happened?
Your heart rate goes
like,
up.
I almost lost my temper. Because I'm like, that is not.
Is it one? Or they
necessary.
do like.
It was just one, but it was just so unnecessarily. There's no way, there's no reason that you need to sneeze that loud.
See, I hold in my sneezes because. And so I'll like at home, I'll hold in a sneeze, and Ashley will be like, "Why are you holding it in?" Because 2 days ago, when I regular sneezed, you gave me crap about it. You know, my mom though, if I could imitate her sneeze, I got to pull the mic away. This is my mom's sneeze. Okay.
But is that abrasive? Like it's just like what the hell?
Yes.
Like why?
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
It's not necessary.
No.
You think it's like trying to get attention or something, or I just
I have no idea.
I could. The thing is I could sneeze like that,
right?
Like, but I don't.
You don't need to exclaim.
Achoo! Even the loud ones are it's never.
You don't actually. I mean, I guess I'm not a physiologist,
a sneezologist,
but you don't necessarily need to activate your vocal flaps or folds to
shut your
sneeze,
vocal
right?
flaps.
Can't you just like Anyway,
right.
I have another annoying one.
What about this one?
Oh, eating. Oh, that's terrible.
I know. Some people in their car right now are about to jump out the window.
Incredibly defined in this recording.
I know. And then
they had like $1,000 microphone.
You get those really noisy bag of chips. Just
open the bag.
Just get it open.
Dump them on your desk. Dump them on your desk. You know, we talk about slurping.
Yeah.
When the drink is empty. The other one that gets me is someone who loves like nugget ice.
Oh, and they got to chew on the ice?
I don't mind the chewing.
Oh.
What I mind is like I have a cup here. You hear silence, and then you hear, and then all the ice falls on their face, and then they get a bite, and then they release their drink, and all the ice falls back down to the bottom.
What about?
Yeah, like if you have a Slurpee. Yeah, you're trying to find. Yeah. No.
So don't do that.
Don't
do that stuff in the office. I'll try to stop popping my knuckles.
In college.
Yeah.
Danny and I we had an art class.
Okay.
It was the biggest joke of an art class.
Well, yeah.
I don't even know if it qualified as 10-10. You know what I mean? But there was this kid in the front row who cleared his throat. Just gentle like that. So annoying. We counted one day. We put hash marks on our paper. It was like every 3 to 5 seconds.
Freaking blow your nose, clear your throat.
Yeah.
You know?
By the time it frustrated us so, we were just dying laughing. We couldn't even contain ourselves. We were like, this is just unbelievable that we're up to like the hundreds here. It's an 1.5 hour long class. And
Complementary psychological detox removes all your cognitive toxins, purifies your system.
Ugh, is guy on commission or something?
I don't think. Are you on commission? We're not on commission. We get paid by the hour. There's no incentive, really.
Oh my God! Okay, listen, we'll try the machine, but I'd like you to try something. Try swallowing the giant ball of snot that's dangling around in the back of your throat. It's disgusting. Nobody wants to hear that. That's what you do.
Hey, Rick, come on, enough.
Man, did you...
Is it Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get people who get the white stuff in the corners of their mouths when they're like amped. Yeah.
I
man.
just take care of it, man. Just take care of it.
It's a term called being a self-monitor.
Right?
Right? You just self-monitor. That was annoying.
I know. That's why I pressed the mute button.
Oh, he muted his mic. Yeah, no. Yeah, you just self-monitor that stuff.
Yeah. I don't know.
Speaking of annoying things, I have a fiasco to talk about.
Okay.
It involves my wedding ring.
Wait, hold on. Can you say speaking of annoying things again?
Yeah, speaking of annoying things.
Ted Cruz!
I could blame this on him.
Oh, okay.
Because, I got so depressed that he won that I ate and I gained a little weight.
Oh, wow.
And my wedding ring is stuck on my finger.
Oh.
I've been known to have like meatier hands than people.
You know what?
Have you ever noticed that about me?
I haven't, but now that I'm looking at your hands, I'm a little frightened.
Yeah, I have meaty hands. It's not
they
that they're
are-
strong. I'm not saying they're stronger, even though they probably are.
They're thick. Like
Yeah. I'd like to say it's because I'm a drummer, but then like Danny's a phenomenal drummer and he has really like
Right.
lean hands.
Right.
But and even before I put on weight, they were like this. Like growing up, they were just kind of meaty.
I think we might have to post a picture so people understand.
Well, and you can see my ring, right? Like
why it's stuck.
it will twist in place because if you've ever worn a ring, you know that
I have worn a ring.
it atrophies underneath. So I tried hold it above your head, put ice, the dental floss.
Yeah.
Where you like unwind it to try and
Yeah.
get it off. It will not come off. Okay.
You're going to have to get your hands super cold.
Well, so here's what I did.
Okay.
Well, can I tell two stories?
Okay.
The first story involves a wedding ring when Ashley and I first got married.
Okay.
So, thank you for my funny story. We were newly married, and it was like literally we had been married maybe two weeks, right? And I was tiling the kitchen of the apartment in which we lived.
Okay.
Okay, because it was a new apartment, and I was tiling the kitchen. It's a mother-in-law apartment.
Okay.
Give me a weird look.
Well, it's just like I moved into this apartment. They were like, "Hey, by the way,
No.
you're going to need to tile."
It was an apartment that my parents owned, so I was
okay.
tiling the kitchen. And I said, "Hey Ash, will you hold my wedding ring?" Right? It's a nice. If you look, I'll post a picture, but it's got black diamonds and white diamonds. It's white gold. I love it.
Yeah.
And so she put it on her thumb.
Oh.
Okay, and she was doing other housework while I was tiling away. Mm-hmm. And she went to put new sheets on the bed and flicked them. She was at the bottom of the bed, flicked them to get them to spread.
Yeah.
Right? And the ring flew off her thumb. And she didn't know where it was. And she was very upset and could barely tell me because she couldn't find it. And I was like, well, I mean, it's in this apartment somewhere.
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
gotta
only
be
like
here.
800 square feet.
Right.
Dude, couldn't find it.
Really?
We dug. I took the mattress out of the room. I took the box spring out of the room. We turned off all the lights and did like the flashlight on the floor where you get like eye level on the, you lay your head like sideways on the floor and look. Couldn't find it.
It's going to be in a pocket or something.
Could not find it. And it's an expensive, for a man, it's an expensive-ish ring. A lot of guys get like, $20 rings.
Yeah, that's me. I actually went through 3.
Yeah, this is a fairly expensive ring that Ashley got me, and I love it. So I was like, well, I got to get something. So she went and bought me just kind of a cheaper ring to wear until we could either find it or anything like that. A couple years goes by, and I'm like, hey, I really want that ring back. So she went to the jeweler, found the exact same ring, and gave it to me. She's sweet, right?
Yeah.
It was awesome. I was like, oh, that's the best because I love it. We're moving out of the apartment a year after that. We lived in that apartment for 3 years. We were moving into the house. And I was by myself clearing out the bedroom, taking the mattress outside to load them on a trailer. And I pick up the bed frame, just like the cheapest bed frame where they fold into themselves, right?
Yeah.
I pick it up to fold it in, and I hear ding, ding, ding. My ring was in the bed frame for 3 years. So I have 2 of these rings now,
Nice.
plus the
cheap one.
the substitute.
So you're set then.
Yeah, I got
You've
3 wedding rings.
Yeah.
So what I did is I was like, well, I got to get this cut off, right? Because I can't get it off any other way.
You're really going to get it cut off?
I have to get it cut off. I cannot get this ring off my finger.
You could lose some weight.
I really don't know if it would make a difference at this point. It's just on there. So I was like, I Googled it, well, I didn't Google how to get it cut off. I just Googled how to get it off, and then it gave me like, well, worst case scenario, go to the emergency room of the fire department. They'll cut it off. Right?
Okay.
So I go to the fire department, and the front office is closed.
I didn't know that this is like a service the fire department offered.
Yeah, well, they're EMTs.
Okay.
So they have, everything at their disposal, if they run into that. Because, like, my mom's allergic to bees, and if she gets stung, she'd have to get her ring cut off if she didn't get it off in time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I go, and the door's locked, and I bang on the garage, but no one's there, I'm like, well, whatever. We were headed to the mall anyway to see a movie. I'm like, I'll just stop by a jeweler. They got to have one. There's 2 jewelers in the mall.
Okay.
One of them is fairly busy. The other one across the whatever hall is not very busy. So I go over there, and it is K. It's a K Jewelers.
Okay. Every kiss begins with K.
Right. And I there's a nice young man there. I say, hey, can you by chance cut off a ring? And he's like, I totally would, but I broke my cutter just the other day, and I haven't replaced it yet.
Oh.
He's like, go across the hall. Ask Morgan. They were a little bit busier. That's why I went to him to begin with.
Right.
So I go over to Morgan. There's an older man there.
Okay.
I'm not even going to call him a gentleman.
Oh.
And I say, excuse me, can you cut my ring off for me? Okay? Mm-hmm. Just a service. It's a customer service. This ring is very thin because it's a comfort fit on the bottom.
Yeah, it is.
Super thin, right? And he's like, normally I would, but we kind of got this event going on right now, and we just don't have time. Can you come back tomorrow? Did you check with Kay across the hall? I'm like, yeah, they're just broken, And he's like, yeah, it takes some time. It can take time to do it. And I said, well, what kind of time are we talking about? How long does it take to cut off a ring? Have you ever seen one? It's just a little metal tooth that goes under the ring, and then and it looks like a can opener.
Oh,
and then it saws through without cutting your finger because there's a thing under it.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
A little hook under the ring against your skin. So I'm like, what? He's like, it can take 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I'm like, what? It's white gold. Like this is, And so whatever. We go to the movie. We come out of the movie, and I'm kind of lit. So I go back to Kay, to the nice guy.
Yeah.
And he's a little bit younger than me, and I was like, hey man, just if you happen to have a cutter, can you tell me how long this would take to cut? And he's like, 15 seconds. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, actually, I feel bad for you. He's like, I have some pliers we can try, like some like cutters. I don't know, they're like little wire cutters, but I'm like, well, I'd love to try it. So I tried it. I couldn't get it. They were tiny, and I just kind of marred up the ring. But I'm like, that's funny because this guy across over at Morgan told me that it would take 25 minutes, and he started laughing out loud, and he's like, no, dude, it like 5-10 seconds maybe with that how thin that ring is.
Yeah,
it's not like you're.
How would it take 20 minutes? It
I
doesn't
don't
make
know.
any sense. How long does it take him to open a can?
Right? Yeah, he's got arthritis.
We
or
better
something.
not have this corn. It might take us 20 minutes to open it.
And keep in mind too, it's not like I walked up and interrupted an interaction that this guy was having.
Right.
He was sitting behind a desk at a computer doing nothing.
Right.
He wasn't with a customer, and I said, "Can you cut off my ring for me?" He doesn't know what's going on.
No.
What if it's an emergency?
Right.
I mean, you look at my hand, you're like, that might be an emergency. He's like, just come back tomorrow. I'm like, I'm never coming back to this place.
Right.
So anyway, long story short, the ring is still on my finger because I need to.
He is kind of a dick.
It's true.
Yeah.
He is. So I got to stop by the fire department or something. And
There's really no way to get it off.
no, I've tried everything.
Have
I've
you tried
everything.
freezing your hand?
Yeah, I held ice. I had an ice wrap thing in my freezer. I put it and I held it above my head so the blood would flow out for 15 minutes and froze it. And then I sprayed it, with like.
You've got some Astroglide or something.
They recommend.
on it, right?
I know. No, I tried it. They recommend like. I think I was reading was Windex apparently is really slippery.
All right.
Anyway, so I tried that.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Do you have any lube? Got
I got
Windex.
Windex. Anyway, so I mean, yeah, and it's not like it's not going to ruin the ring. Obviously, you can send it back in and have them resize it, add more gold, re-dip it in whatever what called rhodium or something that makes it shiny.
Yeah,
but I have another one of them.
Yeah.
So the plan was just cut this one off, hand them the good one, and say I just need this resized
Right.
to fit my fat finger.
Right.
It's still stuck on my finger though, and it's not like it doesn't hurt. It just needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
So that's my.
I mean, I can. We can cut it off.
You can order a ring cutter on Amazon for $10.
Oh,
Prime.
Well, yeah, you should have just done that.
I know. Well,
probably same day delivery.
I thought,
Maybe
I
it'll
could
happen
stop by
again.
a jeweler. Why wouldn't he be willing to cut my?
You can charge people.
ring off?
Can charge people to do it.
Yeah, I'll put it on Facebook
Yeah.
or something. Hey, I can cut your ring off. Anyway, that's my ring fiasco.
Dang, that's wow.
So, I mean, to all you out there, like, oh, I bet he hasn't tried this. I've tried them all.
Oh, all right.
It
Tried
didn't work.
everything.
My finger's too meaty. It's too fat. I have a really strong ring finger.
I'm gonna need to save that one.
But I mean, you're looking at my hands now, and you even said like, oh wow, those are kind of meaty.
They're thick.
Yeah.
I just like that this region, the lower.
The
what do you call that?
To the first knuckle, or to the whatever second
Yeah.
to third knuckle.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's thick.
Yeah.
So,
What do you got?
wait, what am I looking at?
Oh, I was going to share the story about. Do you remember the show Breaking Out of Alcatraz or whatever it was called with Clint Eastwood? Did you ever see it?
No.
It's about the three dudes who legitimately broke out of Alcatraz. They never found them.
Oh, right.
The theory is that they died.
Right.
They made rafts out of like rain jackets
Uh-huh.
and tunneled through the walls, shimmied up a pipe, blew up these rain jackets with like bellows that they made out of other rain jackets. It's crazy.
Dang.
So three dudes break out of Alcatraz like 60s, right?
Oh,
the
okay.
case is still not closed
Because they
never found the
them.
bodies.
Well, they're dead. No, it's got to be, right?
I don't know. Never found the bodies. Never found the rafts.
Rafts?
I don't know. I'd like to think they're still around. Well, they're probably dead by now
yeah, probably.
because it was in the 60s. I think they were in their 40s.
Oh, okay.
So they're probably dead by now. But anyway, the case is still open. And part of their escape plan was to make these like paper mache heads
Okay.
so that they could, on the night of the escape, actually they used them all the time. So when they were tunneling, digging, or when they were actually doing the escape, they put these fake heads in their beds.
Huh.
So the guards who were walking by would see a sleeping head. Okay? Someone's sleeping.
Wow.
Yeah, so they made these heads out of like paper mache, like literally like they would like powderize cement to make like a clay to make these fake. I don't know how they
okay.
did it,
That's
right?
crazy.
They painted it with weird stuff. They cut their own hair and glued it on,
Oh.
right?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, and so in the movie, it's like it all comes to. It's funny. It all comes to a head. One of the guards is like, "Hey, wake up!" And he like hits it with his nightstick, and the head like rolls onto the floor. You know, and that's when they realize that they've escaped. But because the case is still open, the FBI has kept these fake heads,
Oh, really?
but they're deteriorating.
Well, yeah.
And so they made replicas with a 3D printer,
Oh.
and they were interviewing this lady. And when they got done with the interview, they're like, "And she is the one heading up the project to remake the heads." I'm like, what a job! Wouldn't that be a cool job?
Whoa, these are
You looking up pics?
way
They're not like crazy elaborate.
no, but they look really
I mean,
good.
so all they had to
That's
do was
pretty impressive.
They just had to pull the sheet up kind of to the nose area,
Right.
right? Yeah. So, but I thought, what if you went into law enforcement? You get a degree in criminal justice or something. You get a job with the FBI, and your task is to remake these heads, just in case the case ever goes to court for evidence. You're heading up a team like, oh no, that hair doesn't match good enough. Sorry, you're gonna have to redo that. So now they have
really funny.
they have the real ones like in a safe somewhere, but they're deteriorating, and then they have the fake ones they just made at like Alcatraz on display.
Why do they keep that open? Like they're
Well, they keep
don't know.
every unsolved case open,
I know, but I mean, I don't know. It's
especially a jailbreak.
it just seems like at this point they're dead or well, I don't know.
It's a really good show, by the way.
Who's in it?
Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
Let's see what it's called. I think it's just called Escape
Clinton.
from Alcatraz.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, of course. So I was perusing. Oh wait,
That's what it's called.
Escape from Alcatraz.
It came,
Alcatraz.
1979,
Oh, it's old.
but it's good. Yeah, it holds up.
I was perusing Facebook.
Yeah.
And, like a lot of people, I get my news from Facebook. No, I don't really, but I happened to see this.
He does.
And what? Yeah. And it's an older report. I think that you told me that was older.
Is this the Fox News one?
Yeah. Once you looked at it a little bit more than me. What's it all about?
So it was done a while ago. It was done in 2012.
Oh, okay.
Basically, what they did is they took 1,185, basically 1,200 participants in this survey, and they asked them questions. There wasn't that many questions. It was like 5 questions related to domestic affairs and 4 questions related to international affairs.
Okay.
And then gave them a survey. Maybe probably gave them the survey before about where they get their news from.
Right.
And it was comparing news organizations. I'll just give you the rundown real quick. NPR, Sunday talk shows, Daily Show, talk radio just generally, CNN, MSNBC, No News at All, and Fox News.
Okay.
Those are those were the study answers.
Okay.
So if someone said, "Where do you get your news?" "Oh, I get most of my news from MSNBC."
Right.
Then they would ask them these questions. And the headline, of course, of this story is that listening to getting no news at all, not getting your news anywhere at all,
Right.
you're actually more informed than listening to Fox News only.
That's impressive.
But as I dug deeper
Okay.
into the stats here, it's overall kind of disappointing.
Oh, okay.
Because here's what they did. They asked the 5 questions about domestic affairs, 4 about international. On average, people correctly answered, you want to guess, out of 5 questions?
Wow, like 1?
1.6. So out of all the participants, they on average correctly answered 1.6 questions out of 5.
Okay.
So we're all pretty dumb.
Yeah, so it's not like, okay.
Right. So, but then when you compare the two, Fox News being the worst, if you got your news from only Fox, you answered 1.04 questions on average out of 5.
Jeez.
Compared to, let's just go to the top, NPR, you get 1.51 questions right.
Oh.
Guess who's right? Let's guess who's 2 below
The Daily Show.
the Daily Show.
This is the Jon Stewart Daily
It
Show,
is. It's
right?
the Jon
so,
Stewart.
Yeah.
So, 2012.
I actually used to get, when I used to watch Colbert Report, I
Yeah.
would actually get a lot of news from
sure.
Colbert Report.
Yeah. But yeah, so very interesting. Basically, the headline just straight up says, watching only Fox News makes you less informed than watching no news at all.
I wish they would do it again with a bigger sample size.
Yeah.
That'd be really interesting.
And now, because we've talked a lot about the
Fake news.
Yeah, and if the news shows have gotten better or worse on
Right.
especially Fox,
Right.
And this actually segues so well
Okay.
into this because was it 2 episodes ago you read the Chris Wallace?
Oh, yeah.
He played the Chris Wallace clip where he was mad that he disagreed with the Washington Post headline about catching the bomber,
Right.
and how it said what did it say? The bomber caught huge Trump supporter, something like that.
Yeah. That was the headline.
Yeah, and the argument that I posed was that they're trying to say that the point they're trying to make in the Post is that Trump has ignited or made more comfortable haters.
Oh, yeah, for
Right?
sure.
So, like, white nationalists feel more comfortable now than they ever have. To the point where, like, marching in Virginia, for example.
Right. Do you think it's that and a combination of we just know more now, like social media and everything?
Yeah, I'm sure it's all factors. You know what I mean?
Right.
It would take a huge study to figure out. But
Right. Anyway.
it segues perfectly, into an article I found about hate crimes.
Uh-huh.
And that, unfortunately, hate crimes are up 17%. Now, we only have reporting through 2017.
Okay.
They're up. Hate crimes went up 17% year over year from 2016 to 2017.
Just in a year it went up that much?
Just in a year.
Wow.
And what happened in that year?
Right.
It's
a lot.
It's
Yeah.
disheartening. Like, Trump was president. This alt-right was ignited. If you want to call it, Antifa was ignited. Right. These opposing forces. So, if you want to know the stats,
Yeah.
The report found that 7,175 hate crimes were reported by law enforcement agencies in 2017, up from 6,121. So basically 1,000 more.
Wow.
Right? And the number of agencies that reported also increased by 1,000. So they're happening more broadly geographically and more often.
Oh, okay. A hate crime, just so everybody knows, the definition is a crime motivated by racial, sexual, or other prejudice, typically involving violence.
Right. And, by the way, another stat, 59.6% of the victims in this study were targeted because of the offender's race, ethnicity, or ancestry.
Interesting.
And then 20 for sexual orientation.
Do you really think that just the president has been, like, is
just
ignited?
him? Just him? No.
Like, what is causing all this?
Like, if we had to run down a list, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely starts kind of there. It's kind of centered around him, you know?
Yeah.
But it's also ignited people like Alex Jones. He's gotten more famous. Sean Hannity has gotten bigger. You know, Bill O'Reilly would be huge if he hadn't done what he... You know what I mean?
Right.
It ignited people. You know the names of white nationalists now. You hear them on the radio because they're actually being given interviews. Right? NPR is interviewing these guys and saying, or Vice News. They're going and interviewing them and saying, "Why are you doing this?" Well, because we're afraid that Jews are going to take over the world. You know?
Okay.
or that Muslims have this 5-step program to take over countries and we're on step 3. I actually heard that from a guy face to face the other day. There's like a 5-step program for the Muslim Brotherhood to take over a country, right? And we're on step 3.
Oh.
I don't even want to go over the specifics because it's ridiculous.
I want to know all the steps now.
You can Google it. It's basically like, come here peacefully, you know, either through a refugee program.
Who made this up?
This person I was talking to?
Yeah.
Told me that he worked for the Defense Department and he got it from them.
Yeah.
It took everything in me just to keep nodding and saying, because I wasn't in the proper forum to have a debate with this person.
Define.
Right? But yeah, there's this step. I remember maybe it's not 5 steps, but anyway, his closing argument was because of the last president.
Right.
He was Muslim, which he was not.
No.
Is not. But because he was, that we're on step 3 or step 4 now.
So he's just a conspiracy theorist.
The next step is Sharia law, basically. I don't know how you get there, but that's his next step.
So,
and I really hope.
Trump is going to start Sharia law, or we got to get another.
No. The point I'm making is.
That's what I mean. But like,
the point I'm making is that these people who have fears,
right,
and prejudice are turning into action.
Right.
Because
they're so worried because they see
scared.
things changing quickly.
Right. Laura Ingraham talking about how a diverse Congress is bad for the country. And by diverse, she means non-white male. That's bad for the country.
Right.
And what was it, 2 months ago, she said that it was bad that the country was just more diverse in general.
What's her argument for that?
She has none.
Like, is she just saying it to say it?
There's always that question. Do you really believe this shit that you spout?
Right.
Or are you just, are you really that racist? Maybe. Yes, people are. Is Laura Ingraham? I don't know, but she's certainly supporting that crowd.
Right.
Anyway.
Just wonder why Fox is still...
I don't know.
Why they allow those people to be on there.
And like we said, it's not like it's just one thing. But when you see that hate crimes have increased by 17% and 50% of those are because of your race or ethnicity or ancestry, there's got to be something.
Right.
There's something's causing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not like it went up just generally and there's not really, it's across the board even.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, it's sad.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I wonder, did they have state by state statistics or is
this was a local article. Well, it's from the FBI, so they only profiled Utah because it was a local news organization here in Utah. Utah had 78 reported hate crimes in 2017, 51 of which were from race, ethnicity, and ancestry. 15 were from religion, 8 from sexual orientation, and 4 from gender identity.
78. That's not terrible, right?
For a state of 3 million, sure. I mean, I don't know how to. I don't know what grade you give things. I mean, overall, 7,000 total.
What does it? It doesn't say what state has the worst.
No, it doesn't.
Huh.
But
I wonder if I'd be curious to see if states with bigger populations are less or more.
I would assume more.
But what if they weren't?
It's true. As I scrolled down here, of the 1,600 religious bias crimes reported in 2017, 58% were anti-Jewish.
Why?
Because those people who have always had that fear, white nationalists, feel comfortable, even though the president's daughter is Jewish. It doesn't make any sense.
Right? I've just never understood why people. What the deal is with? Well, I guess I don't understand being racist towards them,
at all. But what is your deal with Jews?
But really, I mean, they're white most of the time.
I don't know. I don't know what argument they ever pose. I watched the Vice News thing where they talked about the Charlottesville with the guy who organized it.
Right.
None of his arguments were valid. You know what I mean? Like, Jews are taking your job. Like, there's none of it's happening. Right. It's just a fear that they have turned into a movement.
I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't get it
That's
either.
just the weirdest thing.
Yeah. We should talk.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
We should bring a Jewish person in and talk to them.
That's fine.
Maybe they can tell us why.
I would,
or maybe by the end of the podcast we'll understand why.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, if you got some ideas at the Our Take Pod on Facebook, give us your thoughts on these issues. This is a heavy issue. I want to move to something lighter, but we always enjoy hearing what people's thoughts are on these things.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
usually throughout the week, someone will bring up something we talked about to me, to my face, and like, this is my thought. And I really wish they would go type it in and we
just
can have a discussion.
Hey, shut up! Don't don't
go type it on your phone
Get
right now.
Get out your phone and put it on the
Yeah, because I want all the listeners to be able to kind of engage and have a normal conversation.
Right,
so,
right. That would
anyway,
be cool. All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with one random headline. We're going to try to make this a little bit shorter today because our last one was like 2 hours.
Yeah, a little long.
All right.
Meanwhile, Tobias had arranged an audition for a local commercial. Lindsay came along to appear supportive.
This could take a while.
Honey, it's one line.
Not if I do my job right. First of all, I love it. Quick question, though. Am I panicked about the fire, or am I being brave for everyone else?
The fire. It's a fire sale.
Oh. Okay, I didn't, well, let's give it a shot. Oh my God! We're having a fire sale! Oh, the burning! It burns me! Evacuate all the school children! Oh, me! This isn't a fever! Sing, Greg! Can't even see where the knob is! And scene.
Would you like to try that a little simpler, maybe?
No.
Hey, we're back with a random headline.
Yes, we have a random headline, sort of. It's actually kind of in the news, but it's somewhat random. It's something I kind of want to talk about.
Do you think I've seen it?
Maybe. Okay. I don't know. I haven't. It's been in some of the news outlets. I don't know how, but it's pretty major news. But
okay.
Before that, though, have you ever? So you know how Facebook now has this thing pop up for people's birthdays? Or like, hey.
Oh, yeah, in lieu of a gift.
Yeah, will you donate $10 to this organization?
Yeah, in lieu of a gift, donate.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you ever do that?
No. because I wasn't planning on giving that person a gift. So I'm not, in lieu of a comment, am I going to donate to their thing? That's not to say that
in lieu of a comment.
Yeah. I mean, I do, like GoFundMe's will pop up,
right?
That are touching, or it's maybe even someone I know.
Yeah.
I had a good friend I used to work with whose child passed away.
Right.
It was horrible. So those ones that pop up, I will donate. I like GoFundMe. I feel like I don't even know how GoFundMe in terms of if they collect any money.
I think they
take a little something. I mean, the mayor, our North Ogden mayor, who died in Afghanistan, man, he got his family got like $500,000, I think.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
It was up there.
So anyway,
I'm kind of a skeptic. I don't normally give to panhandlers because one, the city says not to.
I give them food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as they don't throw it back at you, then...
Yeah, I know. I had a guy once. I used to work downtown, and I ate at Sparrow a lot in the mall. And I always had extra breadsticks, so I would wrap in tinfoil, give them to him every day.
Then he'd wear the tinfoil as a hat, or...
Yeah. And the next day, he always had it. But, he was always gracious. But there are definitely stories where you hear panhandlers throwing food back.
I typically don't, all the time at least, donate to the, the grocery stores, how they'll have the turkey... trot or I don't know.
You got to go look at their score on the watchdog websites, depending on the charity.
Yeah, just because it's a nonprofit doesn't mean there aren't people making money.
No, and if you go to those watchdog sites, it'll tell you how many cents of your dollar donated go to the actual charity.
Yeah,
and the one that tops the list every year, Clinton Foundation.
Oh, nice.
So all you haters out there, I know there's half the country.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. But no, the Clinton Foundation is always is top rated in terms of how many cents to the dollar go towards their actual charity work.
Right.
And at the bottom is the Red Cross. And
I don't know, maybe.
I
know that they had some scandals.
United Way is okay. Anyway, whatever. Just go
there's
always check it out.
Check it out because you'd be surprised what percentage actually goes.
Right, you might be lining someone's pockets.
You are like the CEO of this company is going to make $300,000 a year, but
that was the Red Cross one. She made like $27 million.
Dang, yeah.
Oh, free blood.
Yeah. So just be aware. But what I wanted to talk about, it actually it revolves around GoFundMe.
Okay.
About a year ago, in I think it was New Jersey.
Yeah.
I think there was a woman who ran out of gas.
In
the ghetto.
Yeah.
And a homeless man came up and said, "Oh, I'll." And for some reason, she doesn't have any money.
I know this story.
She has no money at all, right?
Which is weird. Like, not even
the
a
whole
credit
situation
card.
is weird. And he uses his last $20 to go get gas for her. Okay.
Right.
Now they're so happy, they're so gracious. Oh, thanks so much. They start a GoFundMe account for this guy, which seems to happen all the time. They're kind of a little bothersome to me. Like some kid. Like, oh, I want to mow your lawn. Oh, we got to get him a new lawnmower. And the next thing you know, he's got $350,000. It's like, what do I need to do?
It just shows the amount of wealth in the United States. But I did hear this story.
Yeah, so they raised $400,000 for this guy.
Holy balls!
Yeah, $400,000 for a homeless guy.
So if I remember right, didn't she post a picture on social media? This guy's a saint.
Yeah, it made massive headlines. It was the quote unquote touching story, whatever.
Just keep a spare credit card in your car, people.
That whole thing seems. But anyway, well, as we'll find out. Some time goes by, and we find out that the homeless guy hasn't received hardly any of the money. This family, the man and woman who raised the money or started the GoFundMe, they buy him a.
Wait, shouldn't the money just go right into his bank account?
Well, they said. Well, I don't know if he has one.
Well,
I don't know, but anyway, they say that they don't want to give him the money until he's clean. Because apparently they think he's going to burn through it in drugs. Which
that's a fair worry, but
whatever.
It's a fair worry, but I'm curious about how GoFundMe works. Can I start a GoFundMe in the name of anything and the money goes straight to me?
I have no idea.
There's no check. There's got to be a check and balance or something.
I'm not sure.
Honesty.
We have to look at it.
Honest.
I don't know.
The honor system. Anyway.
So. They buy him like a pop-up trailer or something to live in, and a truck or something, And,
so he has a warm bed, I guess.
Right, basically. But then the homeless guy starts to notice that they're taking trips and buying BMWs, and he's like, "Hey, what the heck?"
How would he know that?
Well, he was actually living on their land.
What?
Yeah, in the trailer.
Okay, so they buy him a trailer, they buy him a
Or
truck,
whatever, yeah,
and he's living on their land.
They didn't even buy him a new truck, by the way. It was used.
Come
on. He, and this is where everything went wrong.
Takes a turn here?
Yeah, he filed a lawsuit against them to get the money. And everyone's on this guy's side. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. But because of this, there's an investigation. Okay? And I think,
right, because did he file a civil lawsuit, and that led to like the police saying, hey, maybe we should investigate this criminally?
Right. So this is announced on November 15th. Let me make sure this
forward story that drove this fundraiser might seem too good to be true. Unfortunately, it was. The entire campaign was predicated on a lie.
No.
Less than an hour after their GoFundMe page went live, McClure, in a text exchange with a friend, stated that the story about Bobbitt assisting her was fake. Specifically, she wrote, okay, so wait, the gas part is completely made up, but the guy isn't. I had to make something up to make people feel bad. So shush about the made-up stuff. She did not run out of gas on an I-95 off-ramp, and he did not spend his last $20 to help her. Rather, D'Amico, McClure, and Bobbitt conspired to pass off a fake, feel-good story that would compel donors to contribute to their cause. And it worked, in a very big way, but it was fictitious and illegal, and there are consequences. My office has charged Mark D'Amico, Caitlin McClure, and Johnny Bobbitt Jr. with second-degree theft by deception and conspiracy to commit theft by deception.
So are those felonies?
Yeah,
D'Amico and McClure surrendered last night here in Mount Holly.
So,
released pending a December 24th.
Basically,
sons of bitches.
Yeah, it was all fake. And the sentence it should be 5 to 10 years. They're saying
burn in hell. How you taint the whole system now.
Now every time you hear anything, you're like,
they just faked it.
This is fake. This sounds too.
Come on.
This sounds too. What, you mean he actually got shot in Afghanistan? I don't believe that for a second. You know what I mean?
Prove it.
Yeah. So these cowards here ruined the system for everybody. I think, I'm not sure what's happening, but I think GoFundMe is refunding the money. I'm not sure if it's coming straight from them.
User?
But the actual money is gone. The $400,000.
They blew it.
It's gone. Yeah, they blew it all.
Unbelievable. So but sometimes a lot of people donate anonymously.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
unless GoFundMe keeps your email address.
I bet GoFundMe keeps that, but they just let
you have to put your email address,
post it anonymously or whatever.
People should get their money back. I mean, it's not GoFundMe's fault, and frankly, I don't think it should compel people to stop donating to these causes. I mean, it's just good karma,
right?
If someone's gonna, juke the system,
right?
Man, burn in hell.
But this is why I'm skeptical to do this kind of stuff. Just because you hear this feel good story, and it's all a lie. These people are all crooks, all three of them.
Yeah.
I think the guy was actually homeless though.
I want to. Okay, something just struck me though.
Yeah.
So what happened between them?
I don't know.
They conspired. They made this criminal enterprise.
Did you hear what he said though? He said that the lady, she said, "Okay, the gas story's fake, but the guy is real." So I'm not sure if they conspired after, or I'm not sure.
Okay, so where he's not necessarily on it from the beginning.
He may be, but I'm pretty sure he's still a homeless guy. So these two people are obviously crooks anyway, so they probably wrangled him in like, hey, we're going to do this, man, and we'll split it. We'll split it 3 ways.
If you give me this 20, I'll take a picture of you, we'll make this.
Right. And so they probably just ended up like, oh, we don't want you to, and so he sues them like an idiot.
Just opens the can. Yeah. What do you think, the police aren't going to look into it if you file a lawsuit?
Right. So basically, I bet those two, the couple are just like, no, dude, come on, be cool, man.
Oh my gosh, dude! And they're going to get the hell beat out of him in prison.
Oh, I hope so.
For stealing from the public like that. That's just...
Yeah, it's scary. It's questionable. It makes you wonder, do
your due diligence, I guess.
I guess.
If it's coming from a friend that is maybe, is close to you and maybe it's their friend. But, man.
But if you ever see the GoFundMe that says pay off Spencer's crippling student debt,
right.
Definitely contribute to that, because that is real. I can show you the bill.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to know what he had to do for these microphones. I'm still paying off. Actually, mine are paid off. Still paying off Ashley's.
Oh, well.
I got lucky I had a couple grants after we got married. Anyway.
I have way more out than someone with just a bachelor's degree should have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you're a pilot.
What?
You're a pilot.
Yeah.
That doesn't fly.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
Well, what are we at, man?
Oh, well, I think that about wraps it up for today.
Well, I
I'm
wanted
trying to make it a little shorter.
Yeah, we wanted to go shorter. I wanted to hurry and let people know, though. Scotty, our good friend from Metaphors, the band Metaphors, he has, what's the word?
Song.
Well, I have the word conspiracy in my mind, so he's conspired. He's worked together.
It's not a compilation.
Can't think of it now.
Collaboration.
He's collaborated.
Holy crap.
With a band called Default Minds from Ogden, Utah.
Who have a great logo.
Yeah. They're kind of a reggae sound. But anyway, so Scotty has Metaphors has they collaborated on a single, and it's called Go About Love, and we'll play it at the end of this podcast. So check it out.
How old are these kids?
I don't know, but they sound good.
Why is Scotty hanging out with 12-year-olds?
So their band's called Default Minds. Of course, Scotty's band's called Metaphors, and it's a cool track. I really dig it. So we'll play that at the end here. So do you have anything else, man?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, for the Our Take Podcast, episode 10, I am Bryan.
I am Spencer. We will see you next time.
I guess I'll try another way of being honest. But I got no soul for sale, no soul for sale. I guess I'll look another way like you were promised. But I got no soul for sale. I guess I'll try another way. Got no soul for sale. Guess I'll look another way. Got no soul for sale. Tear a page from me. Think you own me, can't you see? There are chapters that you're never gonna read unless you crack into my spine. Cause all these friends of mine, they all take me as I am. You're just taking what you can, don't lie. You just chapter stories, stolen ink and lonely mornings. What am I, some kind of trophy to forget? Box me up and store me well. I'm living in the sun. Rearview mirrors watch you run. You stole my lonely hope. I'll steal your heart and take it home. I guess I'll try another way, being honest. But I got no soul for sale, no soul for sale. I guess I'll look another way, like you were promised. But I got no soul for sale. You killed me in one look. You got moves and I got hooks. Such a mystery, I mistook you for someone with a heart and not a gun. Roll the windows when I go. Throw the pictures that I've torn. Broken memories hit the road. So much better on my own. Wrap the words in your head. Make their way to your neck as they spill across your tongue. Let them see what you have done. I don't care that you're a thief. Let you think the joke's on me. The tables turn. I hope it burns at night when